Shipwrecked on an island. It looks like the odds are not in your favor. Luckily, you have a deep crafting system, a monkey army, and our beginner tips to your disposal. I'm Epokk from Minigame Guides, and today I present to you our 15 quick beginner tips for the Survivalists. It's a very simple, very basic first step, but seriously, check out the raft you arrived on the island with. It's completely broken down, but it has an inventory, and if you check out the inventory, it will hold very basic resources and even berries that can feed you while you're still getting your feet under you. It's easily overlooked, but also important to loot the raft you came on. Unlock as much of each crafting tree as soon as possible. It can be from the craft bench, it can either be from the construction tree, it can be from the cooking tree, or just from the forge. Unlock as much as you can as soon as possible, because that way you get access to even more recipes. Except for a few rare ingredients, you can unlock large parts of the crafting and building trees before even leaving the starter island. Find the mysterious chop sooner than later. Now, for completing his first task, he will reward you with a looking glass that will become useful later on. Beside that, he will also sell some amazing stuff like the mysterious chest. It's dirt cheap, has a lot of inventory slots, and allows you to bring whatever is inside to any multiplayer game, or the other way around. The mysterious shop tends to leave his spot after a few days, so be sure to find him very fast in the first few days you've arrived on the island. The shopkeeper can always be found by checking the map for a symbol that will resemble a hot air balloon, but it may be on a completely other island. Always be looking for bottles on the beach. Now, some of them may hold general gameplay tips, others hold diary entries from fellow shipwrecks, but they can also hold treasure maps. Not only will the clues give you a rough location, but also an idea of the possible reward. Kill bats. Now, you may be angering Batman by doing this, but they're a very decent food source, better than most animals. They only take one hit to kill and drop bat wings and meat scraps, which are resources for 2 separate cooking recipes. To find some bats, either head into the caves during the day, or they may come to find you during the night. Every 5 days, the world will replenish. Now, what this means is that all enemies and animals will respawn, giving you once again danger to watch out for and resources to collect. Unlike the flimsy axe or pickaxe, who are merely upgrades, the flimsy shovel will also give you access to 2 much needed resources. Digging on the beach will give you sand that is needed to make glass, but digging in the grass will give you mud, which is a resource that is much needed for certain buildings. For a steady supply of meat or fur clumps, make a few animal traps and go find a group of rabbits. Now, when you find a lot of rabbits running around, their nest will be close by. Be sure to place an animal trap next to it and revisit it in a few minutes for your rewards. It'll only catch 1 rabbit at a time until you've emptied it, and it will decay after about 10 uses, but the animal traps are really worth it as they are a guaranteed way to get some meat and some fur clumps. If you cut down a fruit tree, be careful as insects will be starting to attack you. Now, you can easily get rid of them by just running away, but I'd advise to always use the upgraded axe, the flimsy axe, or even better, to destroy these trees because they take quite a few hits. Before we go on to the next tip, I want to quickly mention that you can also hit me up on Twitter or join our Discord. It has become a haven for me and a lot of indie game enthusiasts to talk about the games we like. And if you want to have a vote on which indie game gets featured next, be sure to subscribe, because we often organize open questions and do polls to decide which games gets a series of guides next. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about a little thing called building your monkey army. When you start exploring, bring some monkey meals with you. That way, if you encounter any hungry monkeys, you can recruit them in exchange for a meal. In case you don't have a monkey meal with you, be sure to place a tag on the map so you can find it later again. First thing you should do when you get your first monkey is bring him to a bunch of trees, berry bushes and grass. Teach him how to destroy it all, and just let him go to town for a good 10 minutes, but just be sure he always has a tool at his disposal, because otherwise he will be just left doing nothing. When that's done, let him place it all in a chest. That way you will not only have enough resources to do a lot of crafting later on, but you will also have a good amount of berries and coconuts for your cooking. If you want your monkeys to only make a specific number of an item, just hold down the button while selecting a recipe. The game will give you a slider so you can choose how many of that item can be made before the recipe is dropped. Try to keep using the same monkeys for the same tasks. Now the reason behind it is very simple. When you pull up the task where you can see all the monkeys you have at your disposal. Here you can see the 5 skills they can get better at. The higher the skill, the more efficient they will do the job. So when you have a few monkeys, just keep using the same monkey for gathering, the same one for crafting, and the same one for building, for example. Don't head into the vaults before having found all monkeys on the islands. Now the vaults are dangerous but also hold a lot of loot. And so before you head over there, pass an empty chest to a monkey so he will be your mule. Next up, bring some food and some building supplies for a few wooden floorings, because the vaults often contain spike traps which you can only cross with these floors. They also contain a lot of enemies, so be sure to arm your monkeys and teach them to be able to fight for you. But on the other hand, the vaults also hold a lot of treasures that you can place in the empty chest that your mule is carrying for you. When it's time to head for a new island, don't forget you can bring all your monkeys with you, and you can even place some chests on your raft. To know which way you should head, you can use the looking glass you got from the mysterious shop to peer far away in the distance and know your next destination. And those were all my beginner tips. Now if you think I missed something or you just want to share any of your own tips, please share them in the comments down below and you might help some people out. And if you found this guide useful, be sure to give the video a thumbs up so other people can find it too. And if you like this type of guide, I publish at least 3 of these every week, so be sure to subscribe, and I'd love to get your input on our open questions and polls in the community page. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.